Hello and welcome to the Free Cheese, episode 321. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Marc Augustiniak,
Ew.
Matt Sellner.
Hello.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. Ooh, that echo's gonna bother me. But we're gonna get through it.
Reverb.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, reverb, that's what I'm, not quite an echo, just a little bit more ambiance with the bouncing of the wall over here.
We're just in a cave, that's all. That
That's
happens,
true.
man.
That's true.
Acoustics.
I don't know. We're testing some new configurations out down here in the basement. I'm happy with that setup. I think the couch looks cool over there. I test drove it last night until like 2:30 in the morning. It seems to be nice.
I like that chair facing the walls. So when you
That's not
so when you're doing bad, you go there to think.
just that. Yeah, that's the timeout style.
Yeah.
No, that chair is gonna go somewhere in one of. It's gonna go in that fucking Harry Potter thing after I move that trash out of the way. Just
How's he doing?
No, you don't want to go into there.
Okay.
Just a bag of rock salt and who knows, a bunch of bones. How are you bones doing?
Bones?
How my bones doing? That's what I like to ask on a Monday morning.
That's a question you're gonna need to ask more and more.
That is true.
How my
Bones.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Fine.
That's it. End the podcast. Good day.
This has been the Free Cheese Podcast. I'm a little tired now.
A little tired?
Yeah, I didn't think.
The wrestling take it out of you?
Yeah, a little bit.
See, there's multiple reasons for us to do the wrestling early. But one of them, I was like, oh, we'll have a livelier podcast because we'll get our fucking juices flowing in the wrestling shit, the warm up, and roll into this hot. You know what I mean? No, didn't work that way.
Nah, I mean, I've been in that wrestling mode since 8:30 this morning.
So, oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you all just got the end product.
And how many cans of Full Throttle did you have?
0, unfortunately.
See, I had the one that's got me nice and juiced. You can have the other one up there.
Nah, it's alright.
I
What?
had
We'll tap into this, see what happens.
All right.
I had a
See
monster
if you get wild.
Java yesterday.
Which flavor?
Swiss chocolate.
Swiss chocolate.
Yeah, it looked all nice on there. It has
Not
like-
the Mean Bean Machine.
No, but no, it tasted pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Speaking of which, I forgot about that one I had this week. I sent you a picture of the Monster Mule.
I forgot you sent me the picture, Tony.
Yep.
Yeah, because I was trying to look for that
mule?
originally.
But not really a mule, because
No booze in it, but
Yeah.
it's a fucking what do they call it? Ginger brew.
What does it taste like?
Tastes like a Moscow Mule. Very gingery.
I don't think I've had a Moscow.
A hint of lime.
oh, really?
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
I forget what's in a Moscow Mule, but yeah, they're soft. You know what I mean?
It's a nice
they're not.
can.
It was a dude. It was a
nice
It was a
can.
decent can.
Very elegant. It's just nice flowers.
Did it have like the copper?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
they did
It was-
right.
it
At
was
least they
like
did it
a-
right.
It almost looked like a brushed metal, like your water bottle here,
Okay.
like a dark charcoal brushed metal, and
Love
then
that color.
the copper pop.
It's nice.
It's like a faded copper. It's like it's been used a bit.
Yeah.
Ah, that's good.
Had me a used can of Monster Mule. It was pretty good. I was in search of the Red Bull Holidays edition because apparently that's out on the streets right now. Couldn't find it. Did I say Monster or Red Bull?
Red Bull.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Red Bull. Couldn't find it, but I looked over. and Said, "What the devil is this?" Took it back.
I
Pretty
still
good.
want another Rockstar marshmallow.
I never had that. I was gonna try it until you said cream soda, and cream soda ain't my jam.
Yeah, it's
so
not my jam either. Does it have an actual picture of the DJ Marshmallow on it?
Thankfully, no.
Good.
That's
if it
how-
tasted like a marshmallow, I'd try it.
I mean, it might to you. I don't know. That's just how it is for my tongue. I don't know.
Cream soda.
That's just what I thought at first.
Yeah. I wish I liked cream soda. It's too sweet for me. Which sounds stupid because I'm a garbage person.
I mean, I don't have it often, but when I do,
it's a good treat.
it's fine.
The only one I think I've ever had was Jones cream soda, which maybe that was too sweet
Left
Maybe.
Jones in.
because Jones is like 46 grams of sugar per bottle.
Stewart's is pretty good.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
It's probably up there with Jones, though. I don't know.
Jones was
Or if you ever have
Yeah,
butterbeer, it's essentially the same thing.
what's butterbeer? Is
It's
that
like-
Harry Potter shit?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All this Harry Potter talk on this podcast is getting me fucked up.
That's all I will mention is butterbeer. I don't really, not like
Never
a
got it.
diehard fan or anything.
I never got it.
Books are fine.
I read the first 3 and then got to the 4th and I was like,
Okay.
I'm fucking 10 now.
Oh,
I only read the first one.
For fourth one for a book.
4th one was real big, which I was excited about because I was like, I'm going to read this whole fucking book. And I think I started to hit puberty as that book started to hit its midway point, and I was like, I don't have time for this. I got other shit to worry about. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I didn't hit puberty until I was like 25. Can't tell.
There you go.
Just in time.
You made it. You and Frankie Muniz.
Yeah.
You made it after all. We've got a show for you today. No emails this week, so you can fix that by sending us an email to podcast@thefreecheese.com. That's podcast@thefreecheese.com. But we do have some video games to talk about. We've got some news to talk about, some Halloween events coming up in video games, the potential for maybe some weird new games from one Warner Brothers. Time will tell. Maybe we'll even talk about how video games can play themselves for you.
Oh.
Because that's what you want in a game, right?
Yeah.
But before that, have you guys played any video games since we last met last week? Mark?
New or old?
Did you figure out who Shenmue is? That's the real question.
No.
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 What's the point in living? You want to talk about Shenmue?
Yeah, you said Mark, and then I kind of,
you
it was
jet-
one of those
No,
weird
please.
things. Sorry.
I want to know now.
I kind of
so.
jet in there.
Nice.
So yeah, after one whole game,
Yeah.
still don't know what a Shenmue is, or who a Shenmue is, or where a Shenmue is,
Or why
how
a
a Shenmue is.
Oh, so you beat it.
I mean, beaten Shenmue 1 is in the
Shit.
books.
Man. Yeah, not bad, not bad, not bad.
1/3, well, I guess 1/2 of the way to Shenmue 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game got really weird, and from the time I talked about it last time, that last disc, there's a lot to it. It's not just there's a little bit of that walking around and talking to people to investigate and get to the next point or figure out where your next point is. No, a lot of it is like you showing up to work, because I was saying about we were working
You got
to
your
infiltrate
forklift
the gang.
Yeah.
So it's you showing up to work, literally working the day, and then maybe a cutscene will happen in the middle of it involving like you and a gang or something like that, and it'll
So
lead to like a
weird.
battle sequence. And you do that
So
for
weird.
5 days straight.
Wow.
About how
It's-
long is a day, hours-wise?
Isn't it like maybe like 20 minutes?
Oh, okay.
It could be longer. I don't know.
All right.
I'll look that up as I talk.
I didn't know if that was... I can pull it up for you.
I mean, it's not. It feels long when you're doing. It's one of those things, right? It's like
Yeah.
time flies when
Yeah.
you're having fun.
Shenmue.
But when you're playing Shenmue, but when you're working at Shenmue, sometimes it drags. Or especially when you get ahead of your work, because like you have a quota for the amount of crates you're supposed to move in a day.
Right.
And once you move them all, like it doesn't advance time, because that game does not know how to advance time. So yeah, you're kind of stuck. But no, there's that fighting system that I said there's not a lot of. Well, I was sure I was wrong. For the end of that game, you see that quite a lot. That is quite robust, by the way. That seems like they took some of that Virtual Fighter engine that team helped develop with the arcade
Sure.
and plopped it right into this game, because there's all kinds of combos. Part of the side stuff you can do is buy moves and learn them. Some of the story stuff later in the game has you learning moves that will help you later down the road. So yeah, that gets in there quite a lot. And there's a whole move list too. You can start. I mean, you see it right from the start how robust it can be, and then you can just kind of keep adding on to it as the game goes along. So there's a lot there. There's a part where you drive a bike. I think that's where the bike comes in for Sonic and All Stars.
Oh, the Super Hang-On one?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, it's like a highway. Like it's you against the clock, because you have to get somewhere by a certain time. If not, one of your friends might die or something like that.
Oh.
Checks out.
So yeah,
Tense.
it's like you racing. They did that quite well, because you have to get to an area of the map, the harbor, and it's the same fucking thing. And so I was like, all right, I'll go to the Buita, catch the bus, go to the harbor, and then. But it was 1 o'clock in the morning. What doesn't run 1 o'clock in the morning? A bus.
No?
So, not in this game.
Oh.
So then like, you're left freaking out, like, oh shit. How do I get to the harbor?
How do
And
you
there's
get-
no fast travel.
No, not this
You
game.
steal a bike?
There is a little bit, but not.
Right.
Turns out the that one in the Yamanos, that second sector, that second like kind of place you go to, has your friend has a bike there. It's the one that's being like very early in the game, you see the dude like kind of like working on the bike.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's that bike,
Oh,
and your
that's
friend
cool.
lives there. So you had to drive the bike from there to the harbor.
And you get to control it.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's kind of I've never seen a highway quite move like a race car track before, but that
In real
Video
life,
games.
that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All one lane going the same way, no cars on the road
Mhm.
at all.
Actually, that was kind of how Texas was.
Okay,
The drive from El Paso to Marfa was very much
fair enough.
straight as, but that's fucking Texas, not Shenmue.
Yeah, fair enough. And then there's a big like old battle sequence, like you and a partner versus 70 other people. They come in like kind of like sort of waves. Like it's kind of like there's like no more than like 3 or 4 fighting against you at one time, but they keep kind of coming, leading up to a boss fight at the end, which was pretty hard. And then there's like an end boss fight, and that's Shenmue.
So does it leave you on a cliffhanger? Because you obviously jumped into 2.
Yes, definitely leaves you in the cliffhanger, but kind of, sort of. Like it, I feel like it does a really good job of like resolving. Like yes, there is a bigger plan that you need to keep going. What leads you to Hong Kong for the second game, to keep you going there. But like, it kind of closes up that location in a good way, so to let you go into Hong Kong without any loose ends back at home.
Oh, makes sense.
I said the one thing, and this leads me into Shenmue 2. I really wish that for some of those boss fights, like you had like a health meter for your opponents, because they feel like they could drag on, and like they block a lot. So like I don't know if I'm inflicting damage, not inflicting damage,
Yeah.
and of course it's like a 99 game, so like it's not the most, like the tells aren't necessarily there. So like that last boss fight, like I died 3 or 4 times, which like it was fine. Like I had to get my bearings, but it was just like, am I making progress?
Yeah,
Am I not making progress? Are my strikes connected in the way I think they are? Like,
It helps to know, like, I'm
some
getting
kind
there.
of progress,
Yeah.
right?
And you can compare this run versus the last one. Like, all right, I died sooner than I did last time, but you know what I mean? It's hard
Yeah.
to know that with you.
But I tried this different. Yeah, that's that was like the one little thing that kind of was a little frustrating with those ending parts. But no, dude, Shenmue, still
So
a great
weird.
game.
It's like the universe took Ben from the podcast, but then made sure that someone was going to talk about fucking Shenmue 3 this year.
And with that, on the path to Shenmue 3, started Shenmue 2. I'm about 3 hours into that game now.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different this time around. So it pretty much plays the same. You're kind of going around town, you're walking around, talking to people. But they right away throw you into some of the QTE stuff and the fighting stuff sooner rather than later. So that way you get a little taste of it, unlike the first Shenmue, where I think it took me about 6 hours to see my first like fight in that game. So that was a nice change of pace. However, this game feels more like a life simulator than an investigative game. And I mean that because money is an issue in Shenmue 2. You don't live at home anymore, and you don't have your allowance that you get from mom anymore because you're abroad. All your money is stolen very early on. Now, you get your bag back here because your whole bag was stolen, but of course the kids used it to gamble and they lost it all. So you are completely broke. And I thought I was at an advantage because on the PC, Xbox, Game Pass.
Ultimate Game.
Yeah, on the PC side, you can import your save from Part 1, which it translates your Japanese money to Hong Kong money.
No way.
It does, yeah.
That's fucking cool.
So whatever you made at forklifting was brought over. And I was
That's
like, oh my
cool.
God, I'm off to a good start because I hit quota every day. I was making all this extra money. Nope, fucking gone. They made sure to...
So is this called Shenmue 2 or Yu Suzuki Teaches Finance?
Shenmue 2 to mind, maybe the caption in Japanese.
Yeah, you have to, yeah.
So money is a little bit more involved. So that like you are stuck having to work for money to make sure you can pay rent. There's different sequences I've already run into where like you have to talk to a guy and he knows information, but he's like bribing you because like they kind of say early on like Hong Kong is like a place where you can't trust people and stuff like that. So like very early on, like there's a dude I need to talk to and he won't give me information until I pay him money. And it's like, oh, fuck, I gotta make money now.
Work.
Not only fucking for rent, now I gotta pay this asshole. How am I going to stay afloat? So I'm doing a lot more of that stuff just to kind of keep going in the game that way. And and it's kind of boring. Like, I can't drive a forklift, at least not yet. So I can't even do that.
What's the point of
it's like annoying little things. Like, I can run this stand, and it's pretty much a game of Plinko against someone else. And like, it's best of like you each take 3 turns. Whoever it lands like in the correct spot the most wins. And like, it's $50 for someone to play you, but because you're not the owner of the stand, your cut's $25. So like, and this game takes fucking forever. But I found like it's the easiest way to make money because I don't know. It's
the odds are in your favor, maybe, or
I don't know. Like, I feel
Gambling,
like I'm making more money that way, but of course, because it's gambling, you could lose money. And at least when you work it, like, the shopkeeper gives you money, so like, whatever you lose, like, you just lose from his budget.
Oh, okay.
So you're not losing your own money. But like, I could go back and play that, and like, all right, I can put odds on me landing on that spot. But like, if I lose like my $30, it's like, that's a whole day's rent, man.
That's a whole
That fucking, you gotta be careful. So one of the things, because of the job system, there's 2 ways of talking to people.
I hope like at one point there's like a moment where you go to like pay a bill or do something, and you're like, just something from Shenmue 2 comes back to you, where you're like, there's just a weird correlation.
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
Like,
I haven't had to pay rent yet, so
there's times where like I go to like cook something and I have like a flashback to some TV show. You know what I mean? Like, you just have these little things that just like interstitch with each other. Like, there's just gonna be a moment when you go to do something.
When I microwave, I hum what Link hums in Breath of the Wild. Just all right, it's done. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. So like I was just saying, there's now 2 ways to talk to people. Like, you can just kind of ask them about like your objective, like story beat kind of thing, or you can ask them about where to make money. And there's like 3 different ways to making money. You can work part-time, you can gamble, and now I'm blanking on the third one.
Steal.
No, not
Hitman.
steal. No, shit. Why am I blanking on it? It might be just like games or casino.
Okay.
So like, you can ask like where to find those things, and they'll be like, oh, I heard so-and-so was looking for someone to work their stand. Or, hey, if you go to the warehouses, they're looking for people to move crates, not forklifts by hand. Which is just giant QTE. It fucking sucks. At least it's a modest way of making $60 in about 3 hours. But damn it, it's the most boring fucking thing you can do.
Yeah,
Just left, right, as the guy tells you where to do. It's like left, and you have to hit left, and it's boring. So yeah, it's a lot of that. But with it being Hong Kong, the city is a lot more livelier, right?
Sure.
So you think of the first 2 areas, well, I guess the first 3 if you count your house, in Shenmue 1, and then you got to the Buita, which is where I guess that's how you pronounce it, where like you saw the arcade and some of the different shops, right? That kind of area is pretty much all of Hong Kong.
That's
at least
cool.
what I found so far. So there's like a lot of different shops,
The city's a little bit livelier.
Yeah, and there's definitely more people walking around. I'm sure like the tech got bumped up a bit. Remember, this also came, I didn't realize it, but it came out on the first Xbox as well.
Did this come out on Dreamcast, or was it started and then...
I don't remember.
I feel like this, I'll have to double check, but I think this one was
Xbox.
started
on
watching
Dreamcast.
Digital Foundry stuff on it, and I stopped at 2 because I didn't know how they're going to dive into story.
Yeah.
But so I want to get a couple hours in at least of 2 before I go back and watch those.
If
But
I'm
I know
not mistaken, this one started its development on Xbox. I'm sorry, on
Dreamcast.
And then Dreamcast took a shit.
Yeah. Well, a lot of Dreamcast games started porting to other systems.
That may have been what happened.
Because like Phantasy Star was on Xbox and GameCube. And then you had Sonic Adventure eventually.
No, it came to Dreamcast. Sorry, Shenmue 2 hit in 2001 on Dreamcast.
Oh, okay. So
And then came to Xbox 2002.
makes sense.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a little bit more livelier. At least the maps are still kind of relatively small enough where like you can learn without having to buy a map or like having to refer to a map all the time. Like you can kind of learn the areas. Like you kind of walk through. It's one of those things in games, right? Like when you don't have a mini map, you're kind of forced to remember the map. Like think Grand Theft Auto 3. Like I could probably still navigate Liberty City like the back of my hand. Yeah. And you kind of get that same feeling again back in Shenmue. Now you can buy a map for $10, but because money's scarce for me right now.
$10 is
$10.
$10.
That's a third of my rent for the day. So I gotta be careful how I'm spending that money.
You gotta spend $30 a day for rent.
It's like $32 or something like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna do some math real quick. Continue.
So there's a lot more to do in the city. So much so that right away I saw on the main menu, which kind of threw me off a little bit. There is a minigame selection
Never mind. That makes sense.
in the main menu.
Oh, cool.
So based off the minigames you have played so far in your save file, you can go back and play more of those minigames in right out of the main menu.
That's cool.
So that
If you're just bored one day and you want to, or can you make money on those?
well, I think like in game you could probably make something. So that like Plinko game I've been playing, I'm
Yeah.
sure I could go and boot that mode up or whatever
Yeah.
and play it. But
Whether or not you'd make money.
I think it's just something to play.
Okay.
Be like, oh, look at this fucking stupid thing I found in Shenmue 2, and you can show your friends real quick and
Got
you
it.
play. Or you can practice, I guess, because like, early on there was an arm wrestling thing, and I wasn't good at it, so like I guess I could go back to the arm wrestling thing, and instead of having to pay to try it again and lose, I could maybe practice my craft a little bit. I don't know.
Get swole.
So, I'm having a little bit more trouble booting it up just because I know I have to do the grind, at least early on.
Yeah.
But I'm making some decent progress. Right now, all I'm really trying to do is find... one of the things you're told to do at the end of Shenmue 1 is to find this guy in Hong Kong, and I'm still working. I found him. Now I'm not allowed to talk to him until I learn the ways of karate. So now I'm walking around town talking to these different karate masters, asking about these different ways of karate. So...
What a fucking game, dude.
So, that's my Shenmue life right now.
Man.
I like it.
I did not find anything about the length of a day in Shenmue because there is one of the first gameplay trailers for Shenmue 3 is called A Day in Shenmue 3. So trying to combine those word combinations together is not giving me the best results.
That's fine. But
Did you go anywhere besides Shenmue this week? I'm excited to keep hearing about Shenmue. This is a weird...
Yeah, the Shenmue saga will keep going all
Yeah.
the way until, November 15th? Is that game went gold. I don't care. I know we might get there in news, we might not, but it's gone gold, evidently. It's finally happening.
I'll believe it when it's on your hard drive. Look, man.
Via the Epic Game Store.
It was on the cover of Edge magazine, Joe. It's legit.
All right, if you say so.
And then, of course, finally, my last bullet point. I still don't know what a Shenmue is. All right. I keep playing Gears.
Yeah. We played more of that this week a little bit.
And then I caught up a little bit more. I like Gears. I think I actually really like Gears.
Really like Gears.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, does it do anything
No.
new? Does it still have that Gears jank? Maybe it's just
Yeah.
because I haven't played a Gears of War game since the early 2000s.
Yeah.
But there's something about that game that keeps me wanting to keep going. And I know it's kind of tough because we are the way we are together. So, like, when pivotal story moments are happening and we're just yelling fucking bazinga back and forth at one another.
Sup.
Pizza Hut. Like, just...
Yeah.
It's hard for me to kind of take the game seriously. But then when I play it by myself, I'm like, oh, all right, I kind of understand why that decision happened. Oh, I kind of understand why they're mad at that character. Like,
Well, that's why I want to get to 2 and 3 because I want to get those story beats. Maybe
Yeah.
that'll impact this a little more.
but like, so like the tone in JD shifts, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, 'cause he's a
and
dick.
like I think I understand that a little bit better after seeing that cutscene at the end of Act 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I think we missed a line or two. At least I did. I missed a line or two of dialogue. I was like, what happened? Wait, I'm missing a bullet point here. And then because I've seen the scene again now, yeah.
I don't know. It's fine to me. Like I'm having fun playing it, but I'm not like,
Caught up in its world.
yeah. I wanted to be, but I don't know. And I don't know if it is because I'm playing it and we're having fun and just digging around.
I don't think I really don't think it's like the story for me. Like this is I like how Gears isn't shy to the being dark and like fucking if they want to kill someone they'll kill someone, like they don't care. I'm not really speaking about this game necessarily.
Yeah.
No, in
spoiler
general.
purposes, but like other Gears games have definitely done it before. So
Yeah.
and it's not even that. I think I just like the cover-based mechanics. I like some of the weapons. Some of those weapons are really fucking cool.
That's the thing. I've been having a weird, like, I don't like shooting in this game, which is a bad thing.
You got to get away from the Lancer.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What
if
do I
you get
need to
away
use?
from the Lancer, like even like
Yeah.
using like the grenade launcher Lancer or
Sniping is fun.
Yeah.
the sniper rifles are good, both like the M-bar and the long shot.
I use a long shot and the bolt hawk primarily. Like bolt hawk is my favorite. Like
that's that cannon, right? The hand cannon thing.
That's
yeah,
the Magnum equivalent. Yeah.
yeah, that's a great
I
fucking
feel like
weapon.
I liked that when I had it, but that's the thing is, like, I feel like I don't find any of these fucking weapons at all. Like, it's always, I mean, at least in the one that we did the other night, it was nothing but retro lancers for me.
Yeah.
Well, I think like that part of the game, like there's definitely
Yeah.
some moments where they're just kind of feeding you like lancers, and you're just kind of having to
Yeah.
do with what you have. But like when I find a boom shot, like I get so excited when I
boom shot's
find
nice.
not the gasher, whatever that
Nasher.
not that one, the other shotgun equivalent,
Oh,
the one that like does like 2 shots in a row.
I don't think I've had that one yet.
The first time you see those swarm things, there's one in that area.
Oh.
That I was playing around with.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
really
have to
good.
try and fuck around with it.
Hammer's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't use the hammer, but I guess I was forced to as Kate that one time. It's cool seeing those moments now.
Yeah.
It's cool that you're seeing them is the way it is, because we're like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like,
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
bleeding into the game,
Yeah.
but I wish I could kind of see them a little bit.
Yeah, I like.
Because
I like both sides
that was
of
a
it.
good moment of you taking over those dudes.
Yeah,
But like it was cool because we're like fighting it.
Yeah.
We're like fighting the snatcher that has you.
yeah. But I'm also disoriented because I'm like, wait, am I? Oh, that's you guys. You know what I mean? Like,
That's really
it flips
cool.
it around.
That's
It's a neat effect. But
that led to a cool like pivotal moment in that whole sequence there. I'm not gonna say it's game of the year, but I'm really into Gears.
good. That's good that you wouldn't say that. Because it's
Oh
fucking.
man, glad you're into it.
Even the multiplayer, that little bit of time I spent with it, that was fun once I kind of like understood like how to maneuver a little bit more in that game.
Yeah, I haven't done enough of the multiplayer. I want to see more of that. I want to try some horde mode before.
And our famous moment, the one that we go back to about the Jack Powers, the fire.
Yeah.
So replaying that moment, I think JD says, "Hey, use this power, use this Jack. Let's use this new thing for fire." However, it doesn't come up. Like, I think it comes up as a subtype. You have subtypes turned on, obviously, but like it doesn't come up as a thing like how to use it.
Right.
It's literally like a throwaway line, and I don't know when I found it, but you could have been on the other side of the
I
map.
was gonna say because they do that proximity dialogue.
So I may have never heard it, and you just may have dismissed it as a throwaway line, not realizing it. So that may have been where the whole confusion happened.
But that's bad, right? Like that's not. That's just.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I realized that playing through it, the single player campaign.
It's like they made you do a tutorial in the beginning before even playing the game, and then they still give you tutorials in each level.
Right.
So it's hard to pay attention and focus on it when it does come up. It's like, oh, I should actually do this to make progress through a level because you're so desensitized. At
that early
point.
game pacing was not ideal. I don't think. I think it feels better now that we're further in terms of like combat and moving forward. It was just a lot of like disarray and
But glad it's just a simple thing though. It's just like, all right,
it is. But that
coded.
simple thing also cost us like 40 minutes of our fucking
Yeah.
time playing. You know what I mean?
and then like I wish some of those walking sequences just like
oh, I don't like those in any game.
Get me to the point.
Even in Batman, I didn't like that.
Yeah, it's like kind of get me to the point. Like the whole chapter 2, like it did not need to be a whole chapter.
That's probably their excuse of just loading things in the background. I think that's
no.
what I get
I'm
from
talking
it.
like the story arcs, like chapter 2
that okay.
of Act 1, where you're doing like you're talking to the scientists,
In
and then
the-
you go to the
that
in the,
okay.
like, bazaar?
Yeah.
the
that,
exploring,
and then even the last thing we did at the
Yeah.
act of where
Well,
you're just talking to the computer.
the lore, man.
I can get to an extent wanting in that particular instance like trying to ground that place because it's a place we've never been to before, so they want to make it feel human and they want to make you feel a connection to it so that when chapter 3 happens,
All we're doing is just looking for those hookups for Jack. That's all we're doing.
well, that's all we're doing, but I
Yeah.
think the intention is
yeah,
like
it was like, all right,
hey,
this is
make
the
it
cog,
feel
they're human, they're
Right.
not all
Yeah.
bad people, or are they bad people, or
but
whatever.
also like so that when shit happens in chapter 3 where all of a sudden you're going backwards the other way, that all.
Oh no, you're not even there in chapter 3. Remember, you get shipped out. Remember, you go to another area because she gets the call at the end, and she's like, "Send reinforcements. We're under attack." And that's establishment 2, and then that's when you get sent over. So it's not even there. The battle's happening. It's a whole different establishment.
Wait, it's not the. What the fuck are we talking about? Which?
Act 1, chapter 2.
Oh, Act. Is that where the marketplace?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah, that's Act 2.
Oh, never mind. I thought you were talking about Act 1. Okay.
Act 1, where you're just walking around talking to that scientist.
Yeah,
that was.
And I was getting confused. So I'm thinking Gears 1, whenever
Oh,
Mark is making a call, he's walking around with the fingers on his head the whole time. That stuff I don't like. That stuff drags out. Because I thought that's loading stuff in the background.
Yeah, and it could just be, honestly, it could be just a whole thing because I get bored in Shenmue, I guess, from time to time. And I'm like, oh, yeah, fucking action, yeah. I mean, that could be the whole reason why I'm into Gears as much as I am. But
It's that balance.
But yeah, I'm into it. I'm having fun. I don't feel like I'm just like, oh man, this part again. Oh man, this part again. I'm going through by myself. So that's cool. I'm at the ice storm shard thing in Act 2 where it starts to open up, but you have to do that one mission before it opens to the open world part.
Yeah.
It's that part that Joe kept running through the ice storm and dying because a piece of ice would kill him.
God, fuck that.
I'm right before that, so yeah. But yeah, nothing new. I mean, we'll talk about a little bit of news. I've been playing a lot of Rocket League, though, if you look at my Steam page.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just I'm back.
It happens, man.
I'm just back in it. I'm very excited for that Halloween thing we'll talk about later.
Yeah. Mark, you playing that Rocket League Halloween event?
I didn't.
We can't.
I know.
Can't.
I know.
But no. I was grabbing my notes. For once. Similar to Matt's side of completing a almost trilogy.
Luigi's Mansion.
I beat Luigi's Mansion.
Oh,
Lugu
nice.
won.
Yeah.
How was Lugu? I got a fucking tweet from Nintendo the other day. There's like, meet Luigi, and I was like, I sure will. Oh shit. Not used to
I was gonna say you're a little close in there.
So I didn't get all the booze. I also stopped caring to get all the booze.
That sounds
by the end.
Sounds like Matt.
I just wanted to finish it.
Yeah.
It's not bad, you know. Navigating was fine. I forgot there was a room that I just completely overlooked and went back to and completed it. I was like, how did I get this far without even doing this? This is weird. But so I was just trying to fill in, make sure I was in every room at least.
Yeah.
So just trying to get everything that I could before doing the end fight. Then got to the end fight. That actually took a couple tries. What was annoying about it was that I had to keep getting to the door that does an animation to unlock in order to get to the final part, because there's always a cutscene of King Boo talking to you before the fight happens. So it all just felt it was dragging on. So I had to change my save point for a second to where I didn't have to keep opening the door that took 30 seconds to do. I just all right, it's just open. Just go right.
Oh, because if you die,
you have to redo all that.
Oh god, no.
And I was like, okay. And then you don't get all your health back either, so you have to I had to replenish that.
Yeah.
Then save it, and there was some watering plant thing that I missed because I forgot how to go back outside. So all the side stuff, I was like, you know what, I want to 100% complete it. Then I'm like, nah, who cares?
I'm good. Yeah.
just finish it. So yeah, it took a couple tries. But yeah, I think maybe 4 total. And then beat it, saved everyone.
Wahoo.
Yeah, got Mario back. Cool. It was enjoyable. I liked it. Definitely looking forward to the second one. And then
contextually, it's really cool. When you think about the fact that that
Yes.
is GameCube launch game.
In retrospect,
It's weird. It's the first fucking thing that happens after Super Mario 64. And that, you know what I mean? It's all of those things in context. It's just what a strange game, but really cool.
Yeah, and so then I went on eBay and I ordered the second game
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to own the copy of it because I'm just being a collector. I guess I have basically made a Game Boy Horror.
Yeah.
Myself.
Go all the way.
Yeah, and so then I ordered it and now it's in my DS.
Yeah.
Haven't started it yet,
Some good ASMR.
but I just love that click.
Yeah, it's a good click. I jumped back into it. Luigi's Mansion 2. I did a level and got stuck, and I don't know how to progress. So and put it down.
Yeah, I remember before I was saying this is more like a casual Metroidvania, but I think it's more along the lines of like Resident Evil for sure. You're just constantly getting keys.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you can see a lot of the Resident Evil influence there.
So yeah, I'm excited because I haven't touched 2 at all, haven't seen anything on it.
It's different
So,
from what...
I love going in just comparing and contrasting like the controls and gameplay, what's updated, what's changed, what shouldn't have changed. Because that's Nintendo, I'm gonna expect that immediately. And then the more I see the third game stuff, the more I'm like hyped and excited just because it looks so good.
I'm excited that like just to kind of fall into that. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna be good.
So it's nice that I'm just doing all that. That's pretty much the end of Luigi there for now. Started playing Costume Quest.
Yeah, I watched a good chunk of that the other night when you were streaming.
Started streaming it. That's the only way that I want to play it. So maybe I'm sure next week some point I'll try to do that. I don't know if I'll try to be consistent with the days and times, but just whenever I'll try to give a notice. But that's fun. I forgot how much like every character is a smartass in that game. Like even if like it's just like a passerby and there's one bit of dialogue,
it's always something dumb.
Like one was like in a banana suit, and then he was like, "Yeah, I went to some party where everyone was a banana. It was such a banana fest." I was like, "Okay, how old are you?" Like, just dumb stuff like that. No, it's still a charming game. Love it. I forgot how I got. Oh yeah, I just made it to the mall, and then from what I remember, the mall is like, it takes quite a bit to get through that if you're trying to do everything. Get all the candy as much as you can for like experience and trying to build one of the best costumes in the game, which is the unicorn, because it's special is the way it heals the whole party, and it does it better.
Oh, yeah.
It does it better than what the Statue of Liberty does.
I don't think I ever got to that one.
But I love their specials. For like the Statue of Liberty one, were you watching that when like she goes up into the sky and then it's just like a background, it's just a cutout image of Abe Lincoln's face and just a static eagle, and you just hear an eagle call. It's great. It's charming. So yeah, I'll do more of that, and then eventually my plan is to get to the second one because I never played that one. So that'll be nice.
Different developer on that. I'm curious how.
Is it?
Yeah.
So that's not Double Fine at all? Who did it?
Midnight something. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, and I think season 2 of the cartoon just released.
It did, yeah.
So I should need to watch that. But as we're on the topic of
Midnight City was
Midnight City.
Oh wait, hold on. No, sorry.
I'm seeing developers Double Fine.
Yeah, still developed by Double Fine, published by Midnight City. Sorry,
that makes sense. But speaking of spoops, I tried Blair Witch again.
Hey,
because I decided to go into their reviews and see if anything changed. Because apparently there was an update, there was a patch of some kind, and like I saw the developer like responding. I was like, ooh, because like
some harsh shit.
Yeah,
folks, remember, listeners at home, Mark couldn't beat the game because
there's a boulder in the house.
Loaded a boulder.
Yeah, so I decided to boot it up. It still takes a little bit to load. The frame rate did get better.
That's good.
They did fix that. I still can't pick up certain items in that section of the game. Wet paper on a rock, still can't get it.
Yeah.
I was so disoriented because I haven't played it in so long. I forgot how to play it.
Yeah.
So like I forgot how like just navigating was just bad in general for me. Like there's this walkie-talkie that you're supposed to pick up because the bad dude that is like holding this kid hostage is like saying like, you know, he wants to talk to you. He's like, you have to meet him in the house and whatever. And you're I couldn't find a walkie-talkie for the life of me. It's nighttime. It's raining. There's like nothing is like highlighted. Maybe they want you to use your dumb little 2x3 screen camera to like point out anything that highlights like footprints or handprints or something.
Yeah.
But that's not really what it's. Yeah, you do use it to navigate in some parts of the game, but it's not like a main thing
Not
you have to rely
way.
on.
Yeah, no, it's
So you don't think about it
because you usually just use it with the tapes. Like you're not.
Yeah, like any item in that game has like a circle.
Yeah.
Above it,
Yeah.
and then you trigger, and then once it's a triangle, you right trigger to interact with it.
Yeah.
And like I just couldn't see that anywhere because it's in the water. It's in this dark ass water. And then I finally find it and then pick it up. And then I get up to the house and it's still a fucking boulder.
God damn it.
So,
Can't do anything about it.
I probably just hit one of those weird,
Just
like 1 out of 100 people who run into this glitch. Like,
Right.
it doesn't
Out of
happen
100,
all the
that'd be a lot.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I just feel like the probability of me running into it is so rare.
small. Yeah.
So I feel like if I reloaded the game and played it from beginning to that point again,
It probably
it
wouldn't
won't be there. But I feel like this is something because this house isn't there when you first load up my save. You go up there and it's just rocks. It's that boulder.
Yeah.
And then when you interact with the camcorder and the walkie-talkie, then things happen. House loads behind you.
I
And
wonder if
so-
that boulder is not supposed to be there from the start.
Well, because I did go up there before finding the walkie-talkie, so because you can.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, like it's just it should be gone when a house pops
so
up.
weird.
And so I was hoping that would get patched, and then I edited it, but it was a harsh review at first. I was like, all right, calm down, Mark. Like, just go back in, be more critical about it, and I was.
Can you keep your save data if you delete and reinstall a game?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wonder if you
If I
should
could
try doing that.
Just reinstall the game.
Like,
I didn't think
So
about that.
I don't want to be an asshole here because this sounds frustrating, and I want you to be able to see the end of the game, but I also kind of love that it keeps happening
This is the effect of the Blair Witch.
because there's a story there. You know what I mean? If you loaded it up and you got to the end, it would be, oh yeah, beat Blair Witch. Yeah. Now it's like,
that's what it's gonna be anyway.
that's what I'm saying. So we could prolong this.
So you want to boot up Astral Chain real quick?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just thought I would give it a shot, and I was like, all right, still bummed out. Great.
Yeah.
That was short lived.
Story there. All right.
Yeah.
I am
Hold up,
curious to
Mike,
see if that can be fixed.
I hope because apparently I'm like the one other person who has this issue currently on Xbox. PC, I think you're fine. Weird. So I don't know.
Also, just keep digging Joe while he's down.
Okay.
Using the superior search engine, Google, I found that 1 hour in-game time is about... Oh, what happened to it? It's about 4 minutes.
What did you? Oh Jesus! What did you type? The exact fucking phrase.
How long real time is a day in Shenmue 2?
Who the fuck types that into Google?
I guess people who have questions.
Google's not like a person. Okay, well, I got the exact same fucking thing if I type that in.
Maybe you should learn to search better.
So you were just doing the more like broad keywords to get better.
Oh, yeah,
to be
no.
wider results.
Shenmue, what did I type?
Shenmue time. Yeah, no, you're not going to get fucking results like that. Google kind of recognizes
Matt like
questions.
sniped it. He was like, he had the scope in.
Yeah, because I know how fucking Google works.
Day length in Shenmue is what I typed.
Oh, yeah, no wonder. You just don't know how to search. Maybe Bing's not bad after all. Maybe it's just you.
I just feel like why type out all these words when fewer
I get
gets
that.
you to the point?
Because you can get to the Reddit page. Yeah, so 1 hour is about roughly 15 hours in that game, which would be pretty much you getting to
Okay.
sleep.
All right, that makes sense.
Cool.
Sorry.
Nope.
Proceed, Mark.
That was pretty much the end of Blair Witch. But my highlight of the hour is my fucking arcade machine.
Oh yeah, man. Did you see this thing?
No?
Oh man.
So, Arcade 1-Up is a company where they reproduce old arcade cabinets into a 3/4 scale.
Okay.
And I had a whole Instagram story on it, but it probably went away by now.
If you check my personal text messages with Mark,
Yeah,
you can see that.
you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hold on. So, I got one that is boom, both Ninja Turtle arcade games
Oh, that's pretty fucking awesome.
in one cabinet. I had to assemble it myself.
Wow.
All you need is a screwdriver, and it came with a little riser to make it stand to its original height for the other machines. This is smaller in terms of just the width of the cabinet and the screen size. I think might be smaller, but I was trying to look up specs on everything because everything was in a box, and FedEx just left it in my front yard.
Thanks.
That-
Shout outs to FedEx.
FedEx left my fucking graphics card on the front door. So
They didn't even make it to the porch. They just
did you have to sign for it?
no.
Like
It was just there. And then my mom came home and she called me. She was like, "Are you coming home anytime soon?" I was like, "Yeah, why?" I was like, "They just left this thing in the yard." So she waited outside until I got there, so no one would steal it. It was kind of heavy though. It was about like 60 pounds.
I'm sure it was.
But when you construct it finally, it's actually pretty light the way all the weight is distributed.
I was
Because,
gonna say it's yeah,
yeah, it's not much inside
less
of it.
dense.
Yeah. So it's about 58 pounds, give or take.
But this is not something you could be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking take it to my friend's house this afternoon.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
FMPP. Oh, I'm gonna bring my arcade machine.
Yeah.
to
Unless
Joe's.
you have like a dolly,
A pickup
and,
truck.
yeah, and like some kind of truck, then
Yeah.
maybe.
Or
Yeah.
if you want to play the real life game of Frogger that George Costanza did in Seinfeld.
There you go.
Did that too. And like the riser, you think is like someone that was cool. Like, this whole thing took about 3 hours to make,
Yeah.
and my hand still hurts.
Yeah.
But this Ninja Turtles one is like the first one they did that is a 4-player cabinet.
Yeah, it's fucking cool looking.
And
You can go arcade1up.com has all of their produced machines and I think we talked about them when they first announced them on the podcast.
maybe. Yeah.
Because they did like a Mortal Kombat one with 1, 2, and Ultimate 3 in there. Fucking Golden Tee with the fucking trackball.
Now, the games are ROMs,
Uh-huh.
but they are approved by the licensor.
Oh, cool. Okay, nice.
So like they have a whole like FAQ section. So I'm kind of taking a lot of their answers from there. But they said all the gameplay goes through strict testing with each licensor to ensure that they're making machines as close to original as possible. So they're just direct ROM ports of the arcade versions. It's no changing them.
What is the display like? Is it a CRT or how are they?
It is a 17-inch high definition LCD screen.
Okay, cool. Is it? I mean,
There's no filters. There's no scan line type things. It's nice and like it's just crisp.
crisp. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Oh, I like how they put a riser
Yeah.
with it. Oh, that's neat.
So I think with the riser, it reaches about. I want to say up to my chin is like probably around
It's saying with the riser is just under what 6 feet, 5 feet,
just
Five.
under 5 feet. Would make
5
sense.
feet. Yeah,
Because
just
I'm
under 5 feet.
5'8".
Yeah.
But without it, I think it's like 3'9".
Okay.
So it's like it's perfect for a kid
Yeah.
if you don't want to put the riser in.
Yeah. What's that? It's saying 45, 8 inches. What, under 4 feet?
Yeah, just under.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. It doesn't take up a lot of space. It's really easy to move around because
Yeah.
like the riser and the cabinet both have like these like hard plastic pegs, so you can drag it across stuff. I mean, well, I have tiles, so
Yeah.
that kind of helped. But if I had hardwood floor, I'd be a little cautious because you don't want to scratch the wood.
Yeah.
Um,
It's cool. My only problem, I don't know which one I would like. Ninja Turtles, yep, 1000%. But
Yep.
I don't have like one on this list of what they've manufactured so far that I'm like,
my next one, if I was to get another one, I want their cocktail table. That is
the
Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Street Fighter one looks bad.
Yeah, I don't.
That
like,
looks
it's split screen,
disorienting.
Yeah.
It's like
I
seeing-
really like how they're selling like all the stuff separately too. Like if you need a piece or
Yeah.
like a screen or the button
Yeah.
set,
Oh yeah,
that's really fucking cool.
Like the buttons feel nice. It has an on-off switch. It's like
Yeah.
a big, thick switch, and it feels nice to just click that over.
Yo, if they can fucking talk to Nintendo, get a fucking Donkey Kong, it's gonna be right fucking there. I tell you
Yeah.
what. Oh my god, yeah.
And then like they have a volume switch too, but you just have to press to either side, and it will a little green bar will pop up like on your old TVs, and will adjust the volume for you. And then like switching between the games is like, well, how do you do that? Well, like when you boot it up, it tells you at the bottom, but like first you can just pick whatever game, but you have to use the Leonardo side. It's like, of course, whatever.
Yeah.
So you have to use that to navigate the menu, boot up the game. But if you want to go back out to the main menu of the game itself, so like say I'm like level 3 in Turtles in Time, but I want
Yeah.
to just go back to the main menu of that, like just the start screen.
Yeah.
You just hold in the player button.
Oh.
So like usually that's like your, hey, how many players, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
how
yeah.
you join in after you put in the quarter. So it's that button. But whenever you hit it in game, you're getting all your lives, and that infinite, it goes
That's
it goes
cool.
past 100.
Could you scam your
That's
friends
cool.
though?
No, I mean, there's no machine.
Oh.
There's no slot
Yeah.
for. I mean, I'm sure I could install one, but like, there's.
I'm saying,
There you
it's a
go.
game of friends.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, see, look at this. You're fucking learning these great financial tips from you, Suzuki. Bring it into the real world, learning how to make some goddamn rent
Gotta
money.
make that $30, man. I gotta live to see another day.
They were very adamant in saying that their systems are closed and are proprietary, so no modifications can be made at any attempt to modify these things to boot ROMs into them or something. They say that.
I was gonna say they probably.
I don't know how much I believe
they probably have to say that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because people were asking, like, hey, can I put ROMs on this?
I wonder.
I mean, they have to say it, but then
Yeah.
also, I'm sure because the licenser is observing it, there has to be at least some kind of like attempt at it.
So this means Konami approved it. Or Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. Yeah.
Right, that's the license. It's confusing.
I don't even know which one I want, dude. I love Golden Tee. It's fucking stupid.
What is it?
Spin no, like of these things. Golden Tee, the cabinet is what I meant to say.
Oh, okay.
That's like Golden Tee.
But yeah, I mean, like some of them I liked. When I would see all the names on, I'm like, are they just doing it for decoration? No, that they're telling you that's all the games that are in that cabinet.
It's like Galaga as well.
But I haven't played too much of it. Like I plan to just do one run through of each one and whatever.
Yeah.
But no, it's really nice to have. I feel a little more complete as a fan.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. That's fucking cool.
So yeah, that's
You didn't
my
output this in the
highlight.
group chat, right? Or did you?
I-
Am I an asshole?
No, I think
I
you're
don't
just
think I
texting
did.
me.
No, I think
Okay.
most of it I was just on social media with it. I was just
Okay.
like,
Yeah, and then
Facebook. I don't
I
check
think
my
you
social
sent it to
media
me
that
because
much.
I don't have Instagram, and you just sent me a message that just said, "Yo, heads up, incoming," and then I
just spammed it all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really fucking cool.
Yeah. So that's my now playing.
Special edition with custom riser.
And they also sell stools with the seats matching
fuck them. That's
that
cool.
stuff.
That's neat.
Because I
That's
think
called merchandising.
because
Yeah.
there's a Mortal Kombat one, right? Is that one?
You
Yeah,
can
it's
sit on
two.
Scorpion's face.
Oh,
well,
well, yeah.
it'd be the dragon,
Oh.
but yeah.
What if I want to sit on Scorpion's face?
I mean, who doesn't? You
Yeah.
know,
How about
Right.
Sonya's face?
it's got that hot mouth.
Sonic?
Sonya's.
Oh, dude, Matt.
There
No,
is
not.
actually,
Does Sonic even have an arcade cabinet?
dude. Yes, and you move with a roller ball
All right.
because that's where Mighty Armadillo and Ray the Flying Skull are
All
in.
right.
I'm gonna bash my head in with this
Fucking-
cap until
we got Christmas is coming, baby. You got some fucking nightmares. in your
If they were
future.
able to reproduce that,
Mhm.
that's some history right there.
you can
No.
sit on Sonic's face.
Oh wait, Arcade 1-Up, please somehow reproduce F-Zero AX. Please and thank you.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Well, hold on, wait. That will require Nintendo to say F-Zero, and that will
It
kill
would
your,
also require Sega.
Yeah,
that will kill your prediction there for the year. That's a point.
I think you'd burn.
Okay,
the
next
points
year.
on that.
Do it.
Yeah,
Next year.
it's only a couple months left.
Yeah.
We can get to 2020.
So Turtles in Time, game of the year, right? 2019.
I'll give it my vote. Destiny 2. I've got some corrections from last week, and then I've got some follow up on that. So last week, I said you cannot die while doing a finisher. Correction, you can totally die while doing a finisher, and I
All right.
believe I found that out like hours after we recorded the podcast.
All right.
Because I went to do it, and then a whole swarm of thrall came up. Your boy's dead. You could totally die during a finisher.
So then I have a follow-up question to that then. What's
Yeah.
the point of doing a finisher now then?
Nope, nothing.
All right.
So apparently you get stuff for your mod slot where your finishers will like immediately recharge your grenade. So that's a reason,
Okay,
right?
but you
that's
have to have the mod.
mod equipped, and usually those mods are trade off, right? Like you do the one that auto refills your grenade, you're gonna burn some of your super meter. So there's trade offs.
Yeah, fuck that. Okay, all right.
But
Sorry.
yeah, there's not. They look flashy. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
But not as cool as the fucking
Glory
Doom
kills.
Glory, yeah. Also got a follow-up text message from the aforementioned Joe Eberly about, I believe his exact words were, I'm mad at you. I can't believe you. Hold on. Where is it? Sorry.
What did you do?
So mad at you for botching Eris Morn's backstory. It was followed up with heart eye emoji. So not that mad, just a little mad. All right, so just to clarify, Eris Morn, the lady you talk to in this who's got the hive's eyes, which I believe I did say hive's eyes last week because she yanked them out and put them in her face just to flesh it out. Eris Morn's fire team were the first to take on Crota, son of Oryx. Oryx, of course, the Taken King.
Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
The entire team was killed in the fight against Crota, or leading into Crota. And she herself, surrounded in darkness, ripped the eyes out of the hive, put them in herself so that she could see in the darkness and fight her way out. I believe that has set the record straight, although I'm sure I'm missing 1,000 fucking things.
So listen here, Hoobastank. This is how you get out.
Yeah, you don't have to crawl around. You just steal the eyes of something that can see in the dark.
Look for those answers.
Fucking. The reason is, I finished the campaign of Shadowkeep, and I enjoyed it. I of course only ever played Destiny 2, didn't play Destiny 1 nor its subsequent DLC and expansion, so I don't have the same reverence for the material, and I also don't have the same disdain for the fact that a lot of the stuff in Shadowkeep is recycled content. The boss fights you're doing are boss fights you've done before, just by nature of it, which makes sense, right? They went back to the moon. There's a lot of that. This is the first thing that Bungie's doing on its own from Activision. So there's a side of it that makes sense from, we're on our own now. We need to do something that's a little less of a risk and something more, right? Like achievable with the team size that they've, you know what I mean? Like they don't have the same resources they had before.
Did the color palettes change to red and black?
Not quite, but there is a lot more red and black.
I like that trend.
Yeah. Not full red and black,
Yeah.
but there's some. And yeah, while I don't have the like super high highs of like, holy shit, we're on the moon. That's fucking this dude. That's fucking that lady. And I don't have the like, hey, I fought this in Destiny 1 or I fought this in Destiny 2. There are some Destiny 2 campaign bosses that you have to fight against. So I didn't have the like strong resentment that I've seen. I've seen both sides of it. People super stoked, people super down on it because it's recycled stuff. Mm-hmm. I was kind of like, oh, cool, this is good. What I felt was it just done. Like it just came to an end. Like kind of abruptly. And I think it's because, like I mentioned last week, I think Bungie's going to lead this season forward with a drip feed of story beats rather than all your story stuff up front with the expansion and then kind of nothing throughout.
I mean, that drip of story beats, though, does that like involve missions or?
So from what I can tell, so they added in this Vex Black Garden thing. So you kind of go and do this mission, and it seems like all of the Ikora related stuff is all Vex based, and that's going to expand on the story. Because right now the Season of the Undying is season 8 that we're in, and that season is all Vex stuff. So you're slowly learning the origins of the Vex. Like as you go and do this, I did this Vex challenge thing where you fight, and the Vex look weird. Like they have moss and shit growing on them. They're like greenish and whatever. Okay. And as that stuff's happening, there's voiceover from your ghost and from Ikora and from whoever the fuck else telling you like little bits of things that are happening. So all of it is, of course, right over my fucking head, because I'm just run, kill, shoot. Hey, that looks cool.
I mean, it's over my head, too, because Destiny 1 failed to give me a story, so.
I had to read the Grimoire cards, man.
Duh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. But, while it did come to an abrupt ending, your character speaks fucking twice. At the beginning of the fucking thing and at the end. More than Fire
Recycled content? That's brand fucking new.
More than
Troy Baker or Nolan North?
No. Well, I have a lady character, so I don't know. It wasn't either.
Troy Baker and Nolan North. Answer to question.
Nolan North. More than Fire Emblem or Astral Chain. So there you fucking go. It was cool, man. I will say, without spoiling anything, I like the ending of where it left. I like the cliffhanger, and you can kind of see where this game's going. How much do you want to?
I'll play at some point. I'll find out for myself.
There's nothing like directly here, but I will say that there are some things that, based on Luke Smith's kind of adoration of World of Warcraft and his like continual referral to how Destiny 2 is an MMO now, and it's always been an MMO, and they have to embrace it being an MMO, and him loving WoW, I kind of see something that's coming. And there's been little things where they said, like, by this time next year, Destiny won't be the same. And it's like, okay, I think I get it.
I feel like I know.
Yeah.
Just you saying that.
Cataclysm. I was like saying that word. No, that's what I don't even know what that means in World of Warcraft. Honestly,
I don't either. So I'm not on the hook like I thought I was gonna be. You know what I mean? When they started announcing all this stuff,
fine.
I thought that I was gonna be like, oh shit. But I'm like, hey, it's fun. I'm jumping in. I'm doing some shit, getting some stuff, leveling up my character, doing the Vex stuff. That's where it's at. Session is a skateboarding video game that I promise I won't keep talking about every week, but it did get a patch this week that fixed all the crashing bugs that I had.
So you play it again.
So I played again. And I'm back
Well,
in.
you can play it.
Yeah. I did have one crash, but it was because I was eating lunch and I was like thinking about skateboarding or I don't know. And I was like, I'm going to fire it up from my phone, see if it works. And it crashed because Steam Remote Play was being a butthole, but not because the game was crashing. So that I'll take it. But yeah, Session back happening. Still, I fucking love that game, man. I need it on everything. Parasite Eve. We're rolling right into it. You ready? I listened to a bunch of Retronauts episodes this week about PlayStation 1 and just started getting that itch again. So I fired it up, turned on Parasite Eve, and I was like, why did I stop playing this? Remembered it was because I was stuck on a dumb boss fight on a rooftop with spider webs and breathing baby fire and all sorts of dumb shit. But I did the boss fight, killed it first try, and I was like, oh, okay. Don't need to be stuck anymore. However, that leads into a QTE where you need to run off of the roof and kind of like jump. Well, I didn't know that, so I'm trying to run to the elevator I came up in, and by the time I realized, oh, I got to go the opposite way, dead. Game over, reload your save, back before the boss fight. I go into the boss fight again, go into the thing, now I win, and whatever. Yeah, but I got to the second disc in Parasite Eve. I think I'm getting close to the end of the game. It's just a weird, unique game that I don't think anything's ever matched in terms of like story for sure.
No.
But like the gameplay also, like the gameplay, I don't know if you guys remember earlier this year when I was playing it, but like it is an RPG. Like you're kind of wandering around through the open world of, not open world, but like, you know, the map of New York City. When you get into enemy combat, the environment you're standing in just goes gray and then loads in the enemies, and you're still standing exactly where you were before. You fight them and then it cuts back out and you're exactly, it's just like that seamless kind of in and out that you'd see in like later Final Fantasy stuff, but obviously didn't happen back then. You think about Final Fantasy 7 where you would, right? Like this is right in almost parallel with Final Fantasy. Actually, we talked about it before, but this has so many like things that line up with Final Fantasy 7 where it was kind of like, what if we made Final Fantasy 7 a fucking story about a cop in New York? Like there's so much of that where you have all these parallels between the two, but it just, and the combat too, where you're fully moving around as enemies are moving around and targeting you, and then you can like freeze time to target them and choose in which order you want to shoot your enemies, or it's just a really, really clever combat system that I don't think I've seen in anything else. It's really, really fun. Enemies just keep getting weirder and more fucked up. I just fought a fucking Triceratops and a T-Rex. Because it's the mitochondria, right?
Yeah,
they can
take over
take over whatever.
Museum.
I was in the museum. They took over the bones.
I've seen Jurassic Park,
dude.
Oh man, is Ben Stiller okay?
I haven't found him, so I don't know. You know,
or Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
The second one.
I don't know. Look at that. And then I played a bunch of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 because PlayStation 1. Why not?
And it works. You know that's not going to crash.
No, yeah, it's cool. I playing it on that old ass fucking TV, like fucking badass.
Nice.
Feels good.
Nice.
One more outside of that. Shit.
Surprise.
Spirits Abyss.
Say that one more time. I was talking over you.
Spirits Abyss.
There you go.
What is that?
The Abyssal Spirits.
Yes.
Oh, got it.
It's that Dreamcast game.
It is by a developer named Anthony Case. I'm gonna pull up the other games that he's made, and you might recognize like
that name sounds familiar.
I can't zoom in any further, but if you look at those screenshot, the title cards, like I'm sure you've seen those on your Switch or on Steam or something like that. His art stands out to me.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know what this is.
So this was a roguelike that dropped.
Oh, you found your roguelike.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I did. So it's early access. It's $3.99. If you buy it soonish, it's $3.19. But either way, it's a cool little roguelike. It feels very Spelunky inspired, but also like some Towerfall kind of combat. Like your character has very limited like animation to it, but I don't know. It's fun. It's definitely a trial and error kind of thing. I feel like a lot of the environments kind of blur together in a way where I wasn't sure what was dangerous and what wasn't until it was too late. And in a roguelike, obviously that means back to the beginning. But I think his art is really fucking cool looking. You should look up some screenshots on Steam. But it just, a lot of weird, cool skulls and environments, bones and flames.
It looks nice.
That's a cool. Is that a moon? Is that a blood moon?
Blood moon, blood sun, sun moon.
Oh,
Dude, look at that.
Yeah, I mean, he uses a lot of cool colors and contrast.
What else cool is there?
What was that one indie Metroid like game?
Axiom Verge.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got
some of that vibe.
Yeah.
Looks cool.
Axiom Verge. I have that for free via the Epic Game Store.
Yeah, you should try it.
I heard not great things about that. Anyway,
I didn't like it. But yeah, Spirit's Abyss.
You reminded me. There was something beta that I tried.
Oh.
a beta.
Project Resistance.
Oh yeah, how did that go? Oh no, Mark, I'm sorry, Mark. I know you were excited about this.
Oh, that. Never mind. I'll look it up.
It's it's beta.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Well, is it because? All right, so is it just because it's like beta and buggy and weird, or is it because like core? You can see the core DNA not working.
Yeah. How's the concept of it?
all of it?
Oh shit.
Ah, fuck.
So
well, project.
So like
resist the game.
So the whole point of the game is from point A to point B. I'll try to be quick about it. And like you're on a timer. So the other guy who's controlling all the bad stuff and the traps, their job is to obviously kill you. And for you to not make it to point B. And the more damage he does to you, the more seconds it shaves off.
Mm-hmm.
And like vice versa. The more you kill its stuff, the more time you get.
Okay.
And in between this, you're finding currency that everybody shares. Or, well, no. I mean, if you pick it up, everybody gets it. That's what I mean.
Okay.
And then in between each thing, there's a crate where you can buy stuff and stock up on items and guns, whatever. And you just keep going. And everybody has different abilities, and, you know, they work to their point. My character was the dumbest, of course, because everything is punching.
Yeah.
Everything's just literally punching. And so it's like, fine, good for fights, kind of. It's very not claustrophobic, but like, yeah. It's like
Close
Tight
quarters.
spaces.
Yeah, it's too close quarters for a cooperative game.
Kind of like that room in Gears 5 with the robots charging after you all the time.
Oh,
Because that was I beat
Imagine that.
I beat it first try, but it still felt tight and weird.
Imagine that, but tighter because of the camera angle. Because how close it is to you.
Is it like Resident Evil 6 camera angle?
I guess. I didn't play much of 6. But it's
It's
like
close
those.
behind the back kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, Force was pretty close too, I feel.
No,
No?
6 got, I think 6 got a little closer.
Well, it feels like that when I played it. And you could just tell if you're the opposing side with just the creatures, you're gonna win no matter what. You are so overpowered. Like, all your traps are amazing. Any enemies that you summon are great, and you control one whenever and just fuck up everything. Like, there's no end to you, basically. And everyone else, you have, like, your abilities are on cooldowns, and they're, like, long as fuck cooldowns. So then, like, navigating is just horrible. There's no little, like, chat wheel to be like, hey, I found something. Oh, hey, I need help or anything. It's just
so communicate.
yeah. And that
could be stuff they could fix.
It could be. It
they
could
don't have
be.
a release
but,
date for that, do they?
no, but I'm feeling like it's soon.
Oh, like a January style?
I'm feeling like it's November, end of October.
Oh, wow.
That's just my hunch. Because a lot of the game seems to be pretty done.
Oh, like it has a weird level of polish to it for being a beta?
Kind of.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. I mean, at least end of the year. Or maybe early next year. But I do not see this being January's, like, main Capcom, like, release. I better not be. because no, like going from 2 to this.
I don't think they're going to shit anything out at the end of January anymore.
Going from 2 to this is a big downgrade.
We don't know their big January thing this year, do we?
I don't think so.
I don't know. Yeah.
There's no confirmed release date on this guy.
Yeah. It definitely needs more time to cook.
Wow.
I like.
Did they give you did they ask for feedback at all post the
Not
thing?
through the. Well, because I was doing Xbox Insider program, so
Yeah.
I was playing through that. So usually they do with things separate on like Twitter or something. They'll like give you a link and you can fill out a thing. I haven't seen that. It might be out there, but
I know a couple something I did knew that I had played it on whatever platform and sent me an email. That was
they had a survey before it came out.
Yeah, I think Damon X Machina did that. Where it knew that you played it, so it sent you a thing in your email, and yeah. Huh.
Yeah, and they listened. And
it worked out.
Good things. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like whenever Resident Evil tries to do something multiplayer like this, it just doesn't go well.
Yeah.
It's like it's not scary at all, which I guess isn't the point of this anyway. But I don't know. It's just a dumb little thing. It's a snack, I guess, in between big games. Mercenaries was fine, but if you're looking for Outbreak, this ain't it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it. It's like not like you. Oh, maybe it's kind of like Left 4 Dead. It's not like Left 4 Dead at all. So it's just
Well,
little tiny hallways.
Yeah.
The sound was kind of bad too. Like I was trying to shoot a shotgun and like the shotgun itself wouldn't make a sound, but the bullet hitting the zombie would. So all you hear is, but you wouldn't hear like none of that. Just from a shotgun.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Is the Terminator in that game yet?
Yeah, he goes by Mr. X.
Well, we are going to take a break. When we come back, apparently they are making a 5th PlayStation. Did you know that? More on that right after this. Welcome back. You know, normally these things, for you, it was like 40 seconds. Normally for us, it's like 5 minutes. It's been hours. But you don't know that, and we barely know that. Because we're back doing this thing, and now it feels earlier than it was before, and we've got news for video games for the week. Starting with the official Twitch app for Apple TV is now available only 4 years after I stopped caring that there wasn't a Twitch app for Apple TV. What the hell, Matt? What are you doing over there?
Huh?
You know,
Wow.
We've been waiting on this Twitch app years. Now you put it out. I don't even care. Give me the Mixer app. You know what I'm saying? That's where Ninja's at anyway. Boom.
But Mixer's not on Apple TV.
Better late than never?
I mean, yeah, it's good that it's there. Have you tried it? Because you still party on Twitch frequently.
No, I don't have the new Apple TV in my room. Actually, I don't have one in there anymore. I gave it to Victoria, but I will eventually upgrade one day, and then I will test it then.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. It's good that it's there. It's, you know what I mean? Because otherwise you had to fucking mirror from something, which wasn't always. That's gotten a lot better with AirPlay 2, but still not.
Yeah.
In a story that is still very much ongoing and very much out of our league in terms of just our inherent knowledge of the situation and a lot of other stuff. This is a very complicated story, but brace yourselves. Blizzard has suspended Hearthstone player Chung Ing-wai, Blitzchung is the username, suspended the player after the Hearthstone player for Hong Kong support and denied his prize money. So he won a tournament, and then after being interviewed by the two, shoutcasters or whatever you call them. Did you guys watch the little clip of them?
No.
So they're interviewing him. He's wearing a gas mask and snowboard goggles. And right now, again, we are not. I have no idea what's going on in Hong Kong. I know the very littlest bit about what's going on in Hong Kong and China and all that. So I'm not. I have no idea the levels in which any of that.
As long
stuff.
as it's not in Japan.
What I do know is they are right. The most recent thing, or one of the recent things, is that there is a ban on wearing masks in public. So to protest that, protesters are wearing masks, very much like the mask that Blitzchung wears here in the post-tournament stream, in which he says, liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our age, which is kind of the thing that's being chanted by the protesters. Now, as he says it, you can visibly see the two casters or whatever, the announcers, duck under the table as if to disassociate themselves with him from the stream.
Oh.
Yet, following, Blizzard has cited Section 6.1, Article 0 of the 2019 Hearthstone Grandmasters Official Competition Rules, version 1.4 on page 12. Engaging in any act that, in Blizzard's sole discretion, brings you into public disrepute, offends a portion or group of the public, or otherwise damages Blizzard's image will result in removal from Grandmasters and reduction of players' prize total to $0, in addition to other remedies which may be provided for under the handbook and Blizzard's website terms. So he is banned for 12 months beginning October 5th, 2019 and extending to October 5th, 2020. Blizzard also add that both of the casters, the quote here is, the company will also immediately cease working with both casters. And they end the ruling by saying, while we stand by one's right to express individual thoughts and opinions, players and other participants that elect to participate in our esports competitions must abide by the official competition rules. As I said, this story is ongoing. As a matter of fact, had we recorded the podcast a day earlier, we wouldn't have the follow-up from JL and Brack on the official Blizzard website, where I believe, I'm going to pull it up just so I'm 1,000% positive here.
Right.
They're now giving him his money after.
Yes, I believe I saw or seen the same thing.
So it's a long statement. I encourage you, if you're curious about this or just, any of this, you should read. But yeah, J. Allen Brack, president of Blizzard. Remember, he was announced as president last year after the departure of Mike Morhaime. So he writes a long thing, and I'll pull a couple of things here. But the key is both the casters and player, their suspension has been reduced to 6 months, and they're now giving the tournament winner his prize money. But basically, Blizzard's stance, from what I'm gathering through his statement, is that
they were pretty much saying that his protest wasn't the reason why.
They were saying it wasn't, but they're also saying that their official esports tournament broadcast was used as a platform for a winner of this event to share his views with the world. So they're upset that he used this to share those views. Of course, all week long, the backlash against Blizzard has been regarding the fact that Blizzard is owned by Activision, which has investments from Chinese investors who may or may not be opposed to protests in Hong Kong, and that this ban was all very much a thing to appease the Chinese investors. And a lot of it just seems really cold and strange. I think the thing to question here is, if the dude had said, something in favor of the opposition of his own argument, would the actions been so swift and damning? If he had said, I don't even know what, you know what I mean? Like some dumb shit that we say, you know what I mean? Like if he had just shouted something stupid, would they have done anything? Or is this, you know what I mean? Why is this coming about? So I don't know what else we can really say about it. It's still ongoing.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see what BlizzCon is like next month.
Oh, that is next month.
Can't imagine good.
I was already very eager to see that just in the wake. I was pretty optimistic about it, right? Because last year was such a soft year. And of course, in the eyes of Diablo fans, that was kind of a...
It's been a year since that happened?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But since then, I was very curious to see how... Do they announce Diablo 4? If they do, in what form does that show off? All of that stuff. But now...
I don't think they can afford to ignore it. They're gonna have to address something there.
No, I mean, I think we'll see in the next couple of weeks
Yeah.
more shit like we just had with JL and Brack, kind of like dialing shit back, trying to win over. But
Blizzard or Activision, Activision,
yeah,
whatever the name is. Activision and Blizzard, they're not the only ones that are feeling some of this backlash and heat from the whole Hong Kong thing. So like, I think this whole other companies as well, but like I think that whole issue on its own with some of these other larger companies is going to bring on some other things. So it's not just Activision Blizzard that's involved with this. There's some other folks as well.
Yeah. So
but BlizzCon's going to get real weird.
That's the part of this that I'm most like. That's.
And now you have to say, like, I was thinking about jumping Overwatch the other night, and I felt a little uneasy clicking on that Battle.net icon.
Yeah.
It feels a little.
I was thinking about, like, prior to all this happening, I was thinking a lot about Blizzard. Not that I was ever, like, super into Blizzard or one of those dudes, but I know that those dudes existed.
Yeah.
Like, people love.
Still do.
That. No, yeah, for sure, right? Yeah. But, like, that company was brought up to a point where it was bought by Activision because of a lot of things. And I started thinking about, like, you just don't have that anymore. Which I don't know if you have that with any studio anymore, because now everything's so commercialized and everything else. You look at a company like id, who started, you know what I mean, the way that started and where it is now. But Blizzard's definitely a different company.
Yeah, they're not the WoW. They'll make money off of WoW like they were hands over fist.
No,
I mean, Classic gave it a nice little charge.
But
I mean, however, it still is probably the only MMO that has not transitioned out of a subscription and into some sort of free-to-play model. So, that's still doing something right.
Yeah. Digimon, Stories, Cyber, Sleuth, Hackers, Memory.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one coming out this Friday, Mark?
Yes. So, Cyber Story is...
I'm sorry, it's not called Memory.
Cyber Sleuth is the first game. Hackers Memory is the second game.
Hackers Memory is... Okay, got it. But there's a bug. So if you are planning on buying that game, like 33% of this podcast is, you should make sure that you update that game right away, because you won't be able to save your gameplay progress without downloading this patch.
All because you choose to have a comma in your name, which I rarely ever see or hear of.
Yeah,
but it's such a unique thing. You probably wouldn't even be worried about it.
Weird shit like that can fuck up a line of code.
Oh, or a whole game.
Or a whole game, yeah, right. Aliens Colonial Marines.
Yeah.
An extra S, right? Or wasn't it something silly like that?
Something like that, yeah.
A word was misspelled.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ. It happens.
Yeah. All right, we teased it before the break, but PlayStation has gotten out on the internet in a very non-conventional manner, and announced the PlayStation 5. This comes by way of the PlayStation blog, written up by none other than President and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment, Jim Ryan.
Fan favorite here at the Free Cheese
Table. Of course,
yeah.
Big fans of Jim Ryan, everything he's ever done for backwards compatibility and cross-play.
I love first
and moving forward, innovation.
Yeah. Jim Ryan writes, since we originally unveiled our next generation console in April, we know there's been a lot of excitement and interest in hearing more about what the future of games will bring. Today, I'm proud to share that our next generation console will be called... Any guesses?
Oh.
The PSX2.
That's a good... I would buy that.
I'm gonna say...
I have another answer after he
goes. Baker North and Company.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
Death Stranding 2.
While those are all great names, those might maybe end up as a name for like the new PlayStation VR headset. The new next generation console will be called PlayStation 5 and will be launching in time for holiday 2020. Of course, Jim Ryan follows up immediately saying, these updates may not be a huge surprise, but we wanted to confirm them for our PlayStation fans as we start to reveal additional details about our vision for the next generation. Wired magazine covered these updates and more in a story that posted this morning. He goes on to loosely talk about a little bit of what Wired very thoroughly details. And then he reminds everyone that Death Stranding, The Last of Us Part 2, and Ghost of Tsushima are still coming to the PlayStation 4. Now, that said, we're going to jump over here to this Wired article. A deeper look at the PlayStation 5. The big thing coming out of this, there was a reiteration on what was first detailed in that Wired article earlier this year with Marc Cerny showing off Spider-Man 4 load times and the fact that this new SSD is doing more than just being an SSD. There's a very thorough look at how hard drives work and what hard drives are doing, and the fact that like right now, because of the way that disks were designed to be read, the same data is duplicated on a disk in so many different spots so that it's faster for the physical thing to call that data up as it rotates around the spinning disk. But with an SSD and with the efficiency they're hoping for, the idea is that you don't need to write that content so much. So theoretically, file sizes of downloads could be smaller. Yet, the game still is going to support 100 gigabyte Blu-rays for launch that you can be used in an optical drive that doubles as a 4K Blu-ray player. The big thing that I think was talked about was the controller. So this prototype that Wired got to go hands-on with has a couple new features. One being adaptive triggers that will offer varying levels of resistance. So that, you know, if you are shooting a bow and arrow is the example they give here, you would feel tension increasing as you pull the arrow back. A machine gun could feel different from a shotgun. They talk about haptic feedback, so kind of like what a lot of phones have had in the most recent years.
Can you feel ice cubes?
That's what I'm wondering. You know what I mean? I would imagine this is some sort of HD rumble.
Yeah.
That's what I'd call it. It's just, you guys can have that name. I'll let you have that one. Another speaker on the controller, which there's a small thing that the writer here, let me get the writer's name, Chris Ratcliffe. Nope, that is where the photograph came from. Peter Rubin at Wired. Small microphone that looks conspicuously like a small dot that looks like a microphone, but Marc Cerny would not confirm one way or the other. However, there's rumor that this thing may or may not include a Cortana or Siri-like AI assistant.
PlayStation 4 kind of already has one.
Yeah, in a way.
It's not great.
It's called Clank.
Oh, dude, if you could change it, that's what you need.
That's why they bought Insomniac.
There you go. So they have the rights to that voice. What they need is like how TomTom would integrate Snoop Dogg's voice and shit, where he'd be like, yo, man, take a left. Like, you need to be able to buy voice packs on here. Whose voice would you put in your PlayStation?
Phil Spencer.
Oh, shit, that's good. Mark, you gotta... Whose voice you want?
Crash Bandicoot.
Oh, man. But you never get a Crash game. You just want his voice?
It's just his voice, but everything is subtitled.
There you go.
Wow. Wow. Jack Tretton's obviously the second unironic answer.
Oh, man.
No, it would probably be annoying over time, but that's okay. I would be okay with Daxter.
Okay. Pretty good.
Just yelling at you.
Pretty good. All Cerny said was, we'll talk more about it another time when asked about the voice-driven AI assistant. And then a spokesperson said, we file patents on a regular basis. And like many companies, some of those patents end up in our products and some don't. So, yeah.
Did you see about those dev kits?
That it looks exactly like that one that weird picture was? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's weird.
Very strange.
It's a dev kit, guys.
I know. It looks like an engine to a spaceship.
Yeah.
It's probably for thermal reasons or whatever. it's fine.
I mean, it looks cool.
I don't think your PlayStation 5 is going to look like that.
No, I don't think it will either. I just thought that was just really interesting.
They actually made
wouldn't never thought of a design like that. Like, it looks like a weird, obscure...
Looks like an H.R. Geiger thing. Giger?
It's like
sorry,
that.
Ben. I'm sorry, Ben.
Giger?
I know. I hear him doing it, but I can't... I can hear him doing it both ways now, so now I'm all fucked up and I don't know which one's real.
No, it makes me think of those, like, weird DVD players for some reason.
Yeah. USB-C.
Great.
Thank you. And that it's a little bit heavier than the DualShock 4, but lighter than the current Xbox controller with batteries in it. So
Calling out the batteries. Good job.
I like
Suri.
that weight though.
I do like that weight.
It's a good weight.
They reconfirmed or reaffirmed ray tracing, hardware-based ray tracing, not software-based ray tracing.
That's the era we're in now.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Generation.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stuff here, like the hard drive stuff, has potential to be game-changing, like literally changing games, where developers not having to worry about programming around load times and like all that stuff could be pretty revolutionary. But other than that, I'm kind of waiting. They've already got my money at this point.
It's ambitious for sure, but I don't see much of that happening at launch by any means. I think if they want to get to that point, it's going to probably take a little bit.
My guess is you'll see a Horizon 2 or another first-party thing like that from a studio.
There's going to be like a PS5 Pro or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they
And,
said
like-
that. They said they wanted that from the start with the PS4 thing. The
Yeah.
PS4 Pro. Like, just to get in that cycle of every couple years
Yeah.
instead of waiting, 6 years, 7 years?
By the time this thing comes out, it will have been 7 years since the PS4 launched and the Xbox One launched. Anyway, much more on that as we get closer to holiday 2020. I assume next year is going to be wild. As a matter of fact, I know next year is going to be wild because March just got a little bit more crowded as November lost a little bit. In a statement from id Software, throughout the development of Doom Eternal, our goal has been to deliver a game that exceeds your greatest expectations across the board. Doom's been delayed till March 20th, 2020.
For fiscal reasons, right? Isn't that the month?
That is like the very final bit that they can get it out there before.
Yeah.
End of
Yeah.
the fiscal quarter. Yeah.
But, yeah. I'm disappointed. I honestly, be a little transparent here with our audience and with both of you. I've been having a real hard time as we get closer to December, kind of landing on where I'm feeling Game of the Year is going. And I was like, well, at least we got Doom coming, right? Like, that'll probably be pretty damn good. Like, oh, shit, now what?
Yeah, it's a bummer.
The
Well,
weird thing here.
Here, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I'm happy to tell you that if it does come out, when's Animal Crossing come out?
March 20th, 2020.
So I'll be happy to be the Doom guy that week that they come out the same week.
The fun thing is,
So I volunteer as tribute to
Here's the
play
thing.
that.
what this tells me, not that, what Mark and I are going to get you an Animal Crossing.
No, we're not.
That's what I'm saying.
No, we're
It's
not.
going to happen.
I don't get it.
You just beat Shenmue.
Once
Yeah.
again, that game has an end.
What if Shenmue didn't have the whole dad story in it?
It's not that great. There's like nothing to beat. You just run around, talk to people.
All right, well, sandbox games exist. Like it's a thing. Like
I know, like I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't see the appeal. I don't play those games.
You can have a GameCube in your room. You can have
Motherfucker, I have a GameCube in my room. It's a Wii.
it's honestly just a glorified casual.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm
for
not
lack
making
of a
fun of
thing.
the genre.
No,
or
yeah,
anything.
but I mean, like that's just why people like it. It just like they love doing cute shit.
And that's cool.
design
like
your
games
own
with an end.
shirts. Make a Mr. Saturn flag, hang it up at town. That's what I did. Tell you what. Anyway, Doom Eternal, March 20th, 2020. Weird thing there is that Doom 64 also slipped till March 20th, 2020.
I'm actually more
Yeah, what the
disappointed
hell
about
happened there?
that.
Yeah, what the hell?
I'm like, how hard is it to what happened?
But if you pre-order the game on any platform, Doom 64 is now a pre-order bonus.
Fuck you, not you, but that.
Yeah. Doom Eternal for Nintendo Switch were released after the other platforms. So
the console that was announced on is the one that's
I'm glad it is
slipping.
doing so well.
it's
It's just been
sorry, no, Doom 64 is still going to be the March 20th on Switch, Matt. It's Doom Eternal.
Oh, that's the one.
Doom
that slipped.
Eternal
Sorry,
is going to be passed. And then Invasion Mode, the thing that allows you to enter another player's game as a playable demon. Now, this is not the multiplayer thing.
Right.
This is just that single-player campaign,
this is the
but
part I was
someone
looking
else.
forward to.
That is going to release as a free update shortly after launch, but that will not be there on day one.
Well, we know why the game's delayed.
That's fine. that's fine because I would like to play that game through before I start invading people's.
That's
shit.
true. Like, honestly, whenever I was playing like a Souls game, I would play offline
Yeah.
because I don't want that shit. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
at
the tips
least
are
on my
helpful.
first run.
The tips are helpful, so
Yeah,
there is
yeah,
a
yeah.
trade-off. But yeah, I'm not
Unless the
too
tips are like
opposed to
trolling or something, or it depends the game, I guess.
it. Although there was that, there's like 2 areas of Bloodborne where they like part of the challenge is like having to deal with the bell lady, which is kind of cool. And it's awesome, like when you beat the invader. That feels good. So not
Bloodborne.
only are you beating Bloodborne, which like just feels good automatically,
Yeah.
you beat someone else, like a human person in Bloodborne. Whew,
Bloodborne's pretty fucking good.
great game.
Speaking of games coming out next year, Nintendo's still recruiting for Breath of the Wild 2. Nintendo have reposted a job application for scenario planner and level designer for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel. The first is for, scenario demo, event text creation, and planning. And the second job requires the planning and implementation of game events, dungeons, field, and enemies. Both positions require relevant experience and to be able to communicate in Japanese. That gave a lot of people a spook, thinking maybe their game's not coming next year. And I know they never officially said it's coming out next year, but come on.
I feel like nobody. It's like, well, because before they were doing job openings
Mm-hmm.
for dungeons,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like that opening's still there, kind of, in a way. It leaves me worried, for sure, because it's like.
I feel like that's just a thing where you just want a second pass. You know what I mean?
Maybe they're like, we
They're
don't.
just hiring more. Maybe they're just adding to it.
Maybe.
Yeah. I'm still hopeful that game's coming out next year. What else could there be? Metroid's not going to be next
I
year.
want to agree with that so much, and right now I just can't.
I think about it though. That game wrapped development late 2016, early 2017.
Yeah.
DLC happens, but while you're doing DLC, this is probably something that started as DLC and got a little bit more ambitious.
Yeah, but something stupid always happens, and then something gets delayed, like
No,
Animal
but
Crossing.
think about like most of why this got delayed was because of the engine, right? And then the fact that they realized partway through the Wii U, we got to make a hard pivot to the Switch. So then this got delayed even further. You know what I mean? Like that was why Breath of the Wild had such a long dev cycle. And I feel like often Zelda games have that long dev cycle because they have to build an engine again. They've
How
got
are
to find a
they,
new hook.
How are they with crunch?
Reggie says they're healthy.
Oh yeah.
But also, think
Why
about
is he not
something.
around anymore?
The last game that reused another game's engine was Majora's Mask, and that came out a year later. Now that was very crunch heavy. I'm not.
Come on.
What?
That's a different era of development there.
I mean,
I'm not saying it's not, but also.
I mean, they definitely had like new assets built on top of that engine.
Yeah.
But
But again, the engine's the hard part. I'm not saying
Right.
that's the only hard part. There's a lot of hard parts about making games. I get it. I'm just saying that I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility this game comes out next year.
this is because of Breath of the Wild, and I don't know what they're gonna do with this. I don't like nobody knows what they're gonna do with this. Who knows? Like I could see just doing. Hey, we already have this established place. Let's utilize it. At the same time, I can see them doing something completely fucking adding new to it. That's gonna take just as long as they did with Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
So like, even though like it could be E3, they could give a date, they could give a window, and like just like their other two games, it's just like something happens. You just never can't prepare for it.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I think that's why they didn't come out at this E3 and put a 2020 date on it.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Like what you were saying about Shenmue 3.
Yes.
You don't believe it until it's
Yeah.
in your hands or
Well,
whatever.
That's because Shenmue 3's been delayed.
I have to be like that with Zelda though. Like,
I know. Yeah, I know. All right, moving on.
Shenmue 3 coming out like 2017 though, at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so like, like come on.
I'm just saying like it might be a similar situation.
That's why things don't get dated like that anymore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what that 3-year period where everything got delayed.
'Cause, like-
that
And like Prime 4 still hiring.
Yeah, well, that just started development not even a year ago. Like, you know what I mean? They
Again.
they started from scratch in January.
Well, you know, according to you, they got the engine all up. It takes less than a year to get a game together. So
No.
January
Animal Crossing
2020.
Animal
Here we
Crossing
go.
got delayed.
They didn't have
was supposed to
not
be
that.
the
I'm
same.
saying they didn't
Yeah.
have the engine for Metroid Prime 4.
Okay.
They're starting from scratch.
Kids.
Yeah. Matt, we played that Modern Warfare beta,
Yes.
and it left me with a good impression. And I've been seeing these fucking commercials with the goddamn remix of Enter Sandman playing. You been seeing those?
No, I keep seeing the unfortunately the Ghost Recon one with Lil Wayne.
Oh, I have not seen that one.
It's
No.
good. It's
Yeah.
it's worth the watch for a laugh. But,
No, this one's like very much like bullet sounds, and then you're like, hell yeah, Metallica rules. Anyway, that game's coming out. Where were you planning on buying that one?
the PC.
All right, well, good news for you. You get to use up 175 gigabytes of your hard drive, because that's how much space Call of Duty Modern Warfare takes up on PC.
How the fuck does a game like that need 175 gigs?
I have no idea. But part of that PlayStation 5 article talked about the option to choose which parts of a game you install. So
The
that's very
multiplayer or
much-
the single player.
Yeah.
Or like I remember that.
That is what all games should probably start.
Just choose.
It's
what
so
you
weird
want.
because their main menus lately
Yeah.
have like been severely like
Well, Black
segregated.
Ops I sold the separate things at a point. They did like
Yeah,
a test
yeah.
bed thing for it, but anyway. Xbox controllers now available at Apple.
Weird.
Fucking cool, man. Now supported officially on iOS 13 and tvOS. You can buy a fucking Xbox controller in Apple Store, which is cool.
I'm kind of surprised Apple didn't just make their own controller.
Yeah.
right?
I mean, they did called the Siri remote.
No,
Yeah.
but
But I
something
mean like a
this.
like traditional like game controller.
I've heard different developers say that they've seen prototypes and things that Apple had.
Especially 'cause it's like Apple Arcade, you know what I mean? Like
No,
it'd
yeah.
be perfect like bundles. I don't know.
They still might. You know
You
what I
should
mean?
buy the license for the copyright for the boomerang. That seems like an Apple thing.
Yeah. Big and silver. Speaking of big and silver, Google Stadia
Oh no.
will be, quote, faster and more responsive than local gaming hardware. And VP of this comes from VP of Engineering Maj Bakar. Ultimately, we think in a year or two we'll have games that are running faster and feel more responsive in the cloud than they do locally, regardless of how powerful the local machine is.
I don't know how that's possible, but okay.
Okay, well, let me explain it to you. Bakar notes Google's, quote, negative latency will act as a workaround for any potential lag between player and server. This term describes a buffer of predicted latency inherent to a Stadia player's setup or connection in which the Stadia system will run lag mitigation. This can include increasing FPS rapidly to reduce latency between player input and display, or even predicting user inputs.
I would purposefully just mash up one button in every game that I play.
Yeah.
Just-
Just to fuck with the algorithm.
yeah.
But that's where I start to have kind of big problems with this thing. I already wasn't too great on this, but dude, I mean, I get it, right? All of this stuff is happening in the like milliseconds of time, right? So it's not anything that we're ever conscious of, and I get it, but it is like getting past the point of
Playing a game.
I don't know. It
All those
also
blades in the
it is
server,
also
boys.
I know it's very easy for us to sit here and fucking point fingers and laugh, but also it is fucking cool that technology's gotten to that point where it's so
It's
intelligent that it can do that.
It's just not cool that it's Google.
Yeah, but also it's not cool.
Well, look, this is the thing, right? We have like two pretty much the exact same technologies about to come out hand in hand, but you have to make fun of someone. Just make fun of fucking Google, and we'll celebrate Microsoft for the same
Boom.
accomplishment.
Stranger Things having a Halloween event Rocket League having a Halloween event crossing
Same
over
thing.
with Stranger Things. You can go upside down too.
So excited. Because I'm all back in this game for some reason.
Did you do the Stranger
Yeah.
Things in Fortnite?
No. So I don't play Fortnite.
Well, this is your second chance.
Did you do the cool dances on top of Batman's parents' graves in Fortnite?
No, why stop fucking bringing up Fortnite? I don't play Fortnite.
Well, they're owned by the same people. It's basically the same game.
No,
just-
it's not.
This is Fortnite with cars.
I know you got away with a little joke because I just let it pass yesterday. It was the fucking Fortnite with cars.
Did I say that?
You said that last week. Yeah, I just let it slide because I didn't want to get into it. But I'm not letting you all pull this shit
Did
again.
I say that?
Yes,
Damn,
you did.
I'm fucking one note. Huh. I'm very tired.
No, it does look cool though.
It does.
Yeah, they had a good trailer. Yeah, they have really good trailers. At least the last two things.
That was actually better than what Fortnite did. Like, there's actually more care with Stranger Things in this than that. Because because this is after season 3.
Yeah.
So they obviously just want to do it.
Yeah.
The other one was just promoting season 3.
Yeah.
So it's just for like a little second. This you actually get to fucking own, right? Like the cars and all that stuff. Like the cosmetics.
Yeah, I believe the cosmetics are going to be one of those things you earn with the in-game currency. This is something that if you've done a Rocket League event before, you've seen where you just play. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. You get this little currency. You go to this little shop and you use that currency to buy whatever.
It doesn't cost you $20.
No, I think the only thing you might have to buy, and this is usually the case, is the car model itself.
Okay.
And then when you... It depends. Some of the licenses are more expensive than others, but no more than $5.
Already doing good.
Yeah,
Continue.
So... yeah, I'm just excited. I've always been in and out of Rocket League. Like I missed the whole '80s summer thing just because it was kind of my dip out of it.
That was a good trailer too.
But now like I'm back in and it's all coming like this week, so I'll have all that stuff before.
Yeah, that is out today for those looking to play.
And then of course you can always get the Rocket Pass alongside of it. Keep earning all those different cosmetics, all that good stuff. They do a really cool thing with that. I did not know they did. Weekly challenges, they're not just weekly. Like, they just post, but you can do them at any point during the battle pass. So I was completing week 1 and 2 stuff in week 5 and 6. So that was really cool. I felt really good about all that.
I think
the Blueprints thing launches alongside of this too. I might be wrong.
I don't know.
The replacement for loot crates.
That would make sense if it all just came like an update, just like a...
Yeah, I think there's a big one coming.
Hey, here you go.
But yeah, excited. There's some... I forget some of the cosmetics they talked about and listed, but some of them are like, and then some of them look cool. So.
I think there was like a trail that was leaves.
Yeah.
Or like autumn leaf patterns and spooky ghosts and stuff. I mean, it's nice.
I think this was just a Rocket League one, but there was like the... some of the cooler paints, like the designs of them like moving. So one of them was like the spiders. I was like, that's pretty cool.
I did see that, and I was like, would you?
If it's cool enough.
Okay.
I like the moving ones. That shows you play a lot.
Sure.
And I think I have one now on every platform.
In that previous Wired article, taking a deeper look at the PlayStation 5, there's something that I think is worth pulling out as a story on its own. Bluepoint Games, behind the recent remake of no, I don't remember the name.
Shadow Colossus.
Thank you, Shadow of the Colossus. Spoke with Wired, talking about the PlayStation 5. A number of studios have already had their dev kits. The Astrobot developers are making an experience to help showcase PS5 stuff. Cool. Gran Turismo Sport has a PS5 version. And when asking Bluepoint, Marco Thrush, president of Bluepoint Games, says, "We're working on a big one right now. I'll let you figure out the rest. The SSD has me really excited. You don't need to do gameplay hacks anymore to artificially slow players down, lock them behind doors, anything like that. Back in the cartridge days, games used to load instantly. We're kind of going back to what consoles used to be.
At the price of space."
I'm okay with that.
No, not the price of space. This is supposed to help with that stuff. Only Modern Warfare is the butt fuck for whatever reason.
Oh, yeah, because PC.
Also, a 4K Blu-ray wouldn't hold that game. Think about that. It almost wouldn't hold... 2 of them almost would have hold it.
Yeah, no.
That's scary. We'll go. Speaking about old days, we'll go back to the days of like 4 discs in a box, Shemu style.
Well, besides Parasite Eve, what games do you think they could be remaking?
Parasite Eve. Was that even a PlayStation exclusive? Was it? Probably is.
I think so. Yeah.
Everything then was pretty much exclusive because of the 2 different.
Especially if it was Square.
Yeah.
Only on PlayStation.
A lot of people saying Demon's Souls.
That's what I was thinking because Miyazaki had that interview in Brazil for that gaming event or whatever, and he was saying how like, oh, Bloodborne's his favorite.
Yeah,
that's his favorite game that he's worked on. But his favorite boss was some kind of monk from Demon's Souls. But because he can't do Bloodborne 2, that's up to Sony. Because they own that.
Right.
They also own Demon's Souls.
Right.
So if they somehow brought that back, then pretty much everything would be playable today. Because that's the only other game that you can't really get access to.
Do they not have that on PlayStation now?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I know Dark Souls is on there.
Yeah.
But that's also under Bandai Namco.
Yeah. A couple more real quick. Steam Remote Play is getting a split screen multiplayer update. So on a Unity forum, developer posted that they had received this message from Valve talking about the Remote Play Together beta. That's what it is. Yeah, sorry, that name's very Remote Play Together. It enables 2 or more players to enjoy local multiplayer games over the internet together.
Netplay.
Yeah. But that's kind of cool.
Don't know what platforms you've tried to do that on at points, but whatever.
I think that's last time I tried anything like that was with a Super Nintendo emulator, but like we had to make a virtual LAN separately in order to get that working. So this is a cool workaround, I guess, to not have to worry about that if they just do it for you.
I guess you can always do a type of thing too. I would still share a screen though, but like someone is native at the computer, and then the other person's remote playing in.
You could do that. I mean, this seems like it's going to expand on that. So theoretically, I could have my PC in the office and then launch something right here and then share it to both of you, and you could join via your phones, and we'd all just be streaming from my PC. Is the way I'm reading this?
I think that's what it's turned into now.
Yes. Oh, you mean like what we could be already doing? Yeah. The only problem with that is, I mean, like, I could be fucking right next to my computer and have it get like, you know what I mean, artifacty and weird, and I don't know. I'm hopeful for it. I think that'd be cool. I very much enjoy remote play, the concept of it. But Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment and IO Interactive enter a worldwide publishing and distribution agreement for a new console and PC game.
Next Batman game also somehow got delayed. No, kidding.
Hey, speaking of which, that WB Montreal studio website currently down, has been all week, and it says, stay tuned, we're fucking making shit look cool.
Game Awards.
Yeah.
That's a long way out.
That just seems so, why tease that fucking game in the middle of September?
I mean, what other event is next?
No, you're right. It's just like, why would you tease that game in the middle of September?
Because the Owls wanted them to.
Yeah, but then why not have like a cryptic thing leading?
I guess
you know what I mean?
I guess if like they needed to do something for Batman.
For Batman Day, yeah.
But that's still.
But then why keep doing it? They kept doing it though.
Yeah, they did it the day after and took it a step. Like, do it the first day and then drop it. But the fact that a day after, it was like, oh shit.
I wonder if like something. They were supposed to show more and then just something happened and you're like, fuck, what do we do?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, what do you think IO is making? Kane and Lynch?
Oh,
I didn't think about that.
Oh, yeah.
Those posters were in Hitman.
Yeah, or a new IP maybe. Who knows? They got Kane and Lynch and
it's probably gonna be like
Hitman when they left Square.
It's more like Hitman with like a Lord of the Rings skin or something.
Oh god. Oh, I didn't think about that.
I can see that.
I do like
some like assassin or whatever.
Oh my god! Throw that fucking Nemesis system, dude. They are just sitting on that tech, and it pisses me off. Those are the best thing about those games.
Think about Court of Owls, though. The fucking Court of Owls game could go full circle and bring that in. All right.
They are sitting on that tech, and it pisses me off that they don't put it in another game that's not.
Yeah.
It's not those Lord of the Rings games.
Yeah.
Although they're fun. Like, I don't mind hacking some orcs' heads off with the Lord of the Rings, but like.
What else does WB have?
Batman.
Harry Potter.
Batman.
Lego.
Batman.
Six Flags.
Batman. Superman.
Looney Tunes assassin game.
Lego. Batman.
Apparently there's been talk that the Rocksteady game is a Suicide Squad game.
I would be very disappointed.
Like a games as a service Suicide Squad
Don't
game.
let the movie
No.
There's potential for that.
What, the movie?
No, not the
movie.
Fuck that movie. No.
No, Suicide Squad from the comics is pretty badass, but
Even then, I never cared. But like,
I never really cared either. But they could make me care. You know what I mean?
I guess.
I'm with you. I want the Green Lantern Corps game as well, but
I just don't want Harley Quinn.
Batman.
I didn't think about them.
I'm fine with everything else.
Harley was not traditionally in the comic book Suicide Squad, though.
Right.
But yeah, you're right.
So
She
if
totally
we're
fucking
gonna
would
go to
be.
comic route,
If they go the comic route and do fucking, Slipknot and Deadshot and Deathstroke.
Or how about this? A Batman game of the Suicide Squad as the villains.
They're not making a Batman game. They're done with Batman. Rocksteady, right? I'm with
I
you.
know.
I'm with you.
oh, it's that. Remember that one Team Fortress like Batman game?
Oh, Gotham City Imposters?
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, I've been itching to go back
Sequel
to
to
just
that.
to see.
I never played that game.
I didn't either.
We should fuck around. I remember Dan.
How are we gonna fuck around with that game? Where do you even get that anymore?
I think I have it in my Steam library or something. Dan, when we started this podcast, Jesus. Oh, shit. What day is it? Oh, no, we're not there yet. About like a week out from the anniversary of the show. Anyway, when Dan and I started this, not long after that game was coming out, and Dan was super fucking stoked on it. And
I don't know why.
I didn't see the appeal of it at all. And then he bought me a copy of it, and I fucked around with it for an afternoon when I was just hanging out. I was like, this is pretty fun. And like recently I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, it was just a weird thing. Like, it was like predicated on the idea of like fake Batman and fake Joker running around in his FPS.
Honestly, I could see, maybe not IO, but I'm just taking Warner Brothers stuff and Lego. But like, if they did another Lego Island.
All right. Earlier, I made Ben mad because I was fucking saying H.R. Giger's
You could just
name
skateboard
wrong.
everywhere.
But
Deliver
now,
pizza.
I'm saying now you got Ben fucking perked up in his seat doing backflips.
What if that Hitman sniper minigame was previewing the tech for a Deadshot game?
Okay. I could, yeah. But I want more than a Deadshot game. Deadshot can't carry his own game. Suicide Squad. Now you're talking. Green Lantern Corps game as a service. Now you're talking.
What hero, or I guess we'll broaden it out, right?
Yeah.
Has a good character or something that requires a good tracking system, as we've seen by the briefcase and that tech that Hitman 2 has given us time and time again in many countless videos, not limited to the jet ski one I saw yesterday.
Yeah. This is good. This is a good thinker to bring us to a close on the show for. Gosh, I mean, Plastic Man, right? Like, have him kind of stretch out and follow after something. That could be a thing. Captain Boomerang, but he's part of Suicide Squad, so think about that.
I was gonna say any Green Lantern character.
Hey, now I like where you're going here, huh? Dude. All right, so if Rocksteady's not making Green Lantern Corps, give it to fucking IO Interactive. How do you do that? What do? You just go,
Just put in the Hitman engine. You can put anything in that Hitman engine and it will be fine.
What would the gameplay be, right? So if we modify...
You're Agent 47.
No. You got, you're Space Cop Hal Jordan, right? You go to Sapienza to stop Sinestro. All right, yeah, I can...
And then you just, instead of having to incapacitate people, you like scan people, and then your ring...
You have to use different constructs. Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
Just replace Hitman, like Agent 47, and the targets with Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, but keep everything else.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Parent company, hold the fucking... Dude, this might be it. Marc...
Just has some Acme-ass traps and setups, and...
Who's the fucking parent company?
But here's the
Don't
thing.
fuck with
The
me.
Roadrunner isn't AI, it's another player.
And it's all part of the Strand genre.
Yeah. That painted train tunnel is all connected.
Do you know what this company, Warner Brothers Animation, is the owner of?
Space Jam.
There's no fucking way they're doing it. There's no fucking way.
Dude.
No fucking way. That is as dead as disco, in the words of Frank Reynolds.
Survival Horror Scooby-Doo. Brought to you by IO Interactive. Come on, it could fucking happen.
I would love to see it.
I don't think it
Do
would
not
be-
get your hopes up.
dude.
If they did a serious Scooby-Doo game, that would be amazing.
All right, I'm gonna do this right now.
Like fucking walking around as Shaggy Zoinks.
No, like the way I see it, I don't see it as dark as Joe does. I see it as more like just some little small, like it's like a small game at first, right? With one of their first projects, like kind of like I was saying earlier with Wild Coyote and Roadrunners. That's probably why you thought that, because traps. Freddy's all about traps, but then you get everybody to like it's almost like strategic. Like you got to make it all like work in sync together. To
you
catch
build a
the
fucking
monster.
Rube Goldberg machine.
Everything's like an isometric view,
Dude.
and you're
Dude.
setting it all up.
This has fucking potential. So I started it now. I would encourage you to Google, Bing, whatever you prefer. I'll let y'all Google. I want you to type IO Interactive Scooby-Doo. Just do that over and over once a day. Give it a hot search. That way when IO checks their own, what's trending for IO Interactive, what are people looking for? What are people thinking we're doing? When they see that we're looking for Scooby-Doo, they'll go, hey, Warner. Hey, Warner, can we have that Scooby-Doo license?
Warner.
Yeah.
Warner.
And Warner will say, Jinkies.
Or Bazinga.
Oh, fuck. No. Anyway, there it is. Hitman's making a Scooby-Doo game. Brought to you
Hitman's
by...
making a Scooby-Doo.
That's the one.
There's your title.
Oh, gosh. All right, we're going to bring this podcast to a close. Emails. You can email us at podcast@thefreecheese.com. Whoops. Accidental screenshots. You know what I'm saying?
Happens.
Yeah, it does. Send us an email there. We will read your emails on the air. What else? We got FCW coming up here. Couple weeks.
Halloween.
But Halloween. Got our next show. House Show Massacre.
House Show Massacre, yeah.
Coming to you.
Didn't know what you meant by next show.
Yes. Yeah. Kayfabe, Matt. That's it. I will be out next week on a little vacation. So y'all have to hold down the podcast.
Yeah, back by popular demand. The Marc and Matt podcast.
I'm curious to see what happens. And that'll do it. Enjoy your PlayStation 1s, as we all do. As I'm going to do tonight. Try to beat some Parasite Eve.
For your Dreamcast. As I
Yeah,
pursue
there you
Shenmue 2.
go. There you go.
We got going on.
Lugu too.
Yeah. Maybe I'll try and get past that part.
Stream a little more Costume Quest.
Yeah. I'll creep on that if I can.
I think I want to start Destiny this week too.
Yeah, dude, that fucking campaign's short. And I'm already 870 something. Like, I didn't do dick to earn it either. It just, you climb those light levels real quick.
Yeah, I could fuck around with that. It's just there's so much shit in that UI when you open it for the first time in like months. It's like, what the fuck?
I gave into a little bit of it, and then I just focused on the Shadowkeep stuff, and I was fine.
All right.
I'll probably tweet stream times or whatever.
Yeah, keep a creep on that. You can do that, of course, over on Twitter.com. You can follow the Free Cheese at Some Free Cheese. You can follow Marc. Find out those Costume Quest streaming times at aug_mental. Matt is at MattyIce131. I'm at The Free Cheese. I will see you in 2 weeks. You will see them in 1 week. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Send us an email, podcast@thefreecheese.com. Thank you, Marc. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, listener, for listening. Bye.